The Threxian Archive was the oldest surviving institution in the galaxy. It had existed before the first empires rose, before the star-faring predators were hunted into extinction, before the first councils of peace had been signed. The Threxians, ancient, crystalline beings with memories that stretched back hundreds of millennia, were considered the keepers of truth. When they spoke, civilizations listened. So when the archive issued its latest navigational decree, star maps across 1,000 sectors were instantly updated. A single star system was blacklisted. The decree was simple, chilling in its wording. Avoid Sol. Do not approach Earth. It is not merely humans there. The galaxy rippled with confusion. Traders rerouted their lanes. Scholars argued over what the archive could mean. Was Earth cursed? Infected? Shielded by a hidden empire? And yet humans, the very inhabitants of that forbidden world, were the last to hear about the decree. On a remote orbital station above Mars, Commander Ilara Vance read the intercepted broadcast from the Threxian Council with disbelief. "Not just humans," she whispered. "What in God's name do they think is down there?" Her staff exchanged uneasy glances. Humans had only recently been granted recognition by the Galactic Concord, and just as quickly, they were being avoided, shunned, and whispered about. Something was happening, something Earth itself might not even know. Middle. Curiosity burned hotter than fear. Humanity's first act was not retreat but investigation. The United Terran Fleet dispatched a science vessel, the Dauntless, to Earth's orbit to conduct a full-spectrum analysis. Ilara Vance was chosen to lead, for her reputation as the woman who had negotiated with the Velari raiders without firing a shot. Her ship carried diplomats, xenologists, and physicists, but also soldiers, because no one could guess what they might find. The mission was simple: determine why the galaxy's oldest species refused to touch Earth. But the Dauntless had barely entered low orbit when things began to happen. First came the distortions, sensor ghosts, shapes in the magnetosphere that looked like ships but vanished upon closer inspection. Then came the voices, recorded chatter on bands no human had ever used, in languages not catalogued in any database. Some sounded like human voices, yet twisted, echoing, as though spoken by beings just out of phase with reality. "Commander," her comm officer said nervously, "we're picking up. I don't even know how to classify this. Multiple distinct entities, not human, not alien, something overlapping both." It was the ship's AI, Argus, that put the pieces together. "These signals align with legends," the AI said calmly. "Every Earth culture has spoken of them. Spirits, gods, shadows, watchers. My cross-referencing suggests that what the Threxians meant by not just humans are entities humanity has carried with it since before it knew the stars." Ilara frowned. "Are you saying Earth's myths are real?" Argus pulsed light across the bridge. "Not real, Commander. Present. Coexisting." The deeper they looked, the stranger Earth became. The oceans registered anomalous depths, pockets that should not exist, vast caverns lit by bioluminescent patterns that spelled words in languages no human had invented. The Himalayas hummed with low-frequency tones that caused instruments to malfunction. The Amazon canopy flickered with shapes too fast for the eye, too deliberate for mere chance. Crew members began reporting dreams not their own. The engineer swore she saw her dead father telling her to leave orbit. A linguist claimed the shadows whispered about battles older than galaxies. Soldiers, hardened men and women, woke screaming with a sense that something had been watching them even in their sleep. It was the ship's xenologist, Dr. Amari Chen, who said the words none wanted to hear. "Earth is inhabited by more than just us. Something's been here longer." maybe something that's part of us. The breaking point came when the Threxians themselves contacted them. For an ancient race that rarely spoke directly, their sudden transmission was almost a threat. The crystalline visage of an archivist filled the bridge, its voice like the grinding of glaciers. "You meddle with what you do not understand, human commander. We warn the galaxy. Do not awaken them." Ilara stood her ground. "Who are they? What are we sharing Earth with?" The Threxian pulsed dimly, as though shivering. "Not gods, not demons, not ghosts. They are the forgotten. Beings who were present when the first atoms burned. They chose Earth as a veil. Humanity lives alongside them, unaware, protected. But should you continue to probe, the veil may tear." And then, the transmission cut abruptly. The silence on the bridge was suffocating. Ilara exhaled slowly. "Then we find out the truth." The Dauntless descended to Earth itself, over objections from half the crew. Their landing site was Antarctica, chosen for its lack of human habitation and because Argus detected an energy nexus beneath the ice. The team drilled through kilometers of frost, uncovering what should not have been there. Structures, vast and angular, carved from obsidian-like stone. Not ruins, but prisons. Inside were chambers filled with murals. Humans standing beside luminous figures of impossible shape, fighting wars against unknown enemies, sealing something away beneath the earth. It was not humanity's history, it was older. And yet, somehow, humanity had always been part of it. Dr. Chen's voice trembled as she traced the carvings. "They didn't just live alongside us. They fused with us. Human evolution may not have been natural. We are," she swallowed. "We are symbiotes with these forgotten. That's why no alien species can understand us. That's why Earth is different." The air grew cold, their breath frosting despite thermal suits. And then the whisper came, not through comms, not through ears, but directly in their minds. "You should not have come." Ending. The crew staggered back as shadows peeled themselves from the obsidian walls, forming shapes, humanoid almost, but fluid, shifting, their outlines like smoke caught in glass. Their voices layered together, ancient and young all at once. Ilara forced herself to speak. "You've hidden from us. Why? What are you?" The answer rippled through every skull. "We are what remains. Guardians, jailers, echoes. Humanity is our vessel, our shield, our weapon. The others fear you because they sense us within you. They are right to fear. For if the veil breaks, if you awaken fully, humanity will not merely be human." The soldiers raised weapons instinctively, but Ilara lifted a hand. She understood now. The Threxians weren't avoiding Earth out of hatred. They were terrified. Terrified of what humans carried unknowingly inside them. Ilara steadied her voice. "Then tell me, are you allies or enemies?" The shadows bent, flickering with something like amusement. "That will depend on you. When the time comes, when the galaxy threatens, we will rise with you or consume you. Until then, sleep." And just like that, the chamber emptied. The cold lifted. The whispers vanished. The Dauntless returned to orbit in silence. The crew filed their reports, each stamped with the same conclusion. Earth is not alone. Humanity is not alone. When news spread, panic erupted across the galactic networks. Some species declared embargoes against humans. Others sought alliances, desperate to be on the right side of whatever humanity truly was.